Hello there friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne and today I'll be taking you through this simple tutorial here. It's that of a 2-year-old, but it can be worn by a baby of any age. It depends with the size of your baby. I basically worked this sweater from the neck part going downwards, and I used the cables to work these. As you can see, it's on both sides. It's a simple tutorial, guys. I really hope that you'll enjoy it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and kindly consider subscribing into my channel. I'll be using this Winter King 4-ply yarn. It's a Kenyan product, I believe, and it's 100% acrylic. And then I'll be using this tape measure here, my favorite pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and of course my 3.5mm hook. And so to start off, I'm going to start by chaining. I'm going to start by chaining 78 plus 1, that is 79. So this sweater I'm working it from the front part, from the up, like the neck going downwards. So we are going to start off by chaining 79, that is 78 plus 1. Now into the second chain from the hook, I'm going to work a double crochet. Like, I'm going to leave the first one, and then into the second chain I'm going to work a double crochet. And I'm going to work 11 double crochet, this included. So I'm going to work into the next 10 stitches, chains rather. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We still have one more. Once I have these, I'm going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to chain 2 and then work another double crochet into this same chain, like that. Once I've done that, I'm now going to work into the next 17 chains, so that this included we have 18 double crochets. So I'm going to work into the next 17 chains. I'll chain 2 and work another double crochet into the same chain. Now this is one of the sleeves, so I'm going to work the back part, and that is working 23 double crochets into the next 23 chains. The total should be 24 when I include these first double crochet here. I'll chain 2 and work another double crochet into the same chain, and now I'll work the other sleeve, which is 18 double crochets when I include this. So I should work into the next 17 chains, and then once I'm done with the 17 chains, I'll chain 2, work another double crochet into the 17th chain, and work the remaining chains with double crochets. That should be around the remaining should be 10 chains, so that when we work all of them we have 11 double crochets. For my second row, guys, I've already chained one, turn my work. So I'm going to work into this first stitch here. I'm going to work a double crochet into that, like that. And then into the next 4 double crochets from the previous row, that is this 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to work front post double crochets. So I'm going to work into these next 4 double crochets. I'm going to work 4 front post double crochets, like that. Now once I've worked that, I'm going to work 2 back post double crochets into the next 2 double crochets from the previous row. So I'm going to work back post into these, like that, and another back post into this next one, like that. Once I've done that, I'm going to work another 4 front post double crochets into these 4 remaining double crochets. Now I'm going to work a double crochet here into this chain 2 space, chain 2, and work another double crochet into that same space, like that. Now for this part that should be the sleeves, I'm going to work 2 front post double crochet, like this, and then I'm going to work 2 normal double crochets, and then I'll work 2 front post double crochets, like that, work 2 normal double crochets, 2 front post, 2 normal, 2 front post, 2 normal, and then 2 front post. Now into this chain 2 space, I'm going to work 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet, like that. So for this part that should be the back part, I'm going to start by working 2 front post double crochets, like this, 2 of them, and then I'm going to work 2 normal, and then I'm going to work 1 front post double crochet. I'm going to work 2 back post double crochets, now I'm going to work into the next 4 double crochets. I'm going to work front post double crochets, like that, and then I'll work 2 back post into the next 2 double crochets, and then work another set of 4 front posts into the next 4 double crochets, like that, and then I'll work 2 back posts, one front post, and then I'll work 2 normal double crochets like that, and finish by working 2 front posts. This is the part that is going to be the back part of this sweater here. So as usual, we are going to work 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet into this chain 2 space like that. So once I have that, I'm going to work into this other part of the sleeve. I'm going to work 2 front posts, alternating with 2 normals, and then 2 front posts, 2 normal double crochets, 2 front posts, 2 normal, and then 2 front posts like that, 2 normal, and lastly 2 front posts. The normal thing we do here, we work one double crochet, chain 2, and work another double crochet into this same space like that. Then to finish this front part, I'm just going to do the same exact thing I did here. I'm going to start by working 4 front posts, like that, and then I'm going to work 2 back posts, like that, and then into these 4 double crochets I'm going to work front posts, and I'll finish off by working 1 normal double crochet into this last stitch here like that. So I'll finish by working 1 double crochet that way. Now for this 3rd row, it should be easy, not really easy. So remember, we have front posts and back posts alternating in other parts. So for this 3rd row, we are going to chain 1, turn our work. I'll work the first double crochet the same way I finished with it. So I'll work 1 double crochet like this. Now with this row, where we had a front post double crochet in the previous row, like in the 2nd row, this was a front post. For this part, it's going to be a back post. Yeah, where we had front post in the other row, for this row it's going to be a back post, and where we had a back post in the other row, for this row is going to be a front post. An example is for these 4 front posts, we had front posts in the 2nd row. For this row, it's going to be back posts. So I'm going to work 4 back post double crochets like that. I think I'm sweating, so there is a little friction in my crochet hook. So I'll have 4 back posts like that, and then in between these 4 back posts, 4 front posts, sorry, I had 2 back post double crochets. So for this row it's going to be front post double crochets like that. So I'm going to work 2 front posts like that, and then for the remaining 4 front posts that I work in the previous row, I'm going to work 4 back posts like that. So I have my 4 back posts complete, and I'm going to work a double crochet into this normal double crochet and work into this chain 2 space, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet. So to start off, there's this 1 double crochet here. I'm going to work another double crochet there, and then I resume to my normal way. I have 2 back posts, 2 front posts that they were front posts in the previous row, so I'm going to work into them 2 back posts double crochet like that, and then we were alternating between with normal, so I'll work 2 normal double crochets and then work 2 back posts, 2 normals, yeah. So basically we are going to do that in this row, and each time you get to the chain 2 space, you are going to work 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet into that chain 2 space, and basically repeat that. Where we had a front post in the previous row, it's going to be a back post in this row. Where we had a back post, it's going to be a front post in this row. I'll now finish off by working the last double crochet here like that, and then I'll chain 1, turn my work. As you can see, we already have the cables forming. We have the first row, the second, like that. So for this part that we had 4 front post double crochets, I'm going to work a cable here. So this is the point I'm going to introduce the treble crochet. So I'm going to do that, and then into that I'm going to leave the first two double crochets here, and then into this third one I'm going to work a treble crochet there. So I'm going to do that, and then into the fourth one I'm going to work another one like that, yeah. And then I'm now coming back to these ones here. I'm going to work a treble crochet into the first front post double crochet here, and into the second one I'm going to work another one like that. So I've already formed my first cross here. It will not be so visible right now, but I already have my first one. And then I'm going to work 2 back post double crochets the way I was doing. I'll work 2 back post double crochets, and then another back post double crochet here like that. I'm into these 4 front post double crochets. I'm going to work another cable here, so I'm going to leave the first 2, but into this third one I'm going to work a treble crochet there like that, and then into the fourth one I'm going to do the same like that, and then I'll come back into this first one, work one like that, and then into the second one, and I'll be done with that like this. So I'm going to work a double crochet into the next stitch like that, and another double crochet into this one here. Once we are at this chain 2 space, we are going to do what we've been doing. I'm going to work a double crochet here, 2 chains and another double crochet, like that. So for this part that is going to be the sleeves, we are going to do what we've been doing. I'm going to work 1 double crochet here, another one here, and as you can see, guys, we are getting to this point where we were doing 1 double crochet, 2 chains and another double crochet. We already have double crochets that are now adding up here. So in the next 2 rows, I'm going to show you what we are going to do with them. So for this part here, that is the part that is going to be the sleeve. I'm basically going to repeat front posts where we have front posts, and normal double crochets where we have normal double crochets. So for this, I'm going to work 2 front posts here where we have 2 front posts, like that, and then I'm going to work 2 normal double crochets where we have normal double crochets, and then we have 2 front posts, 2 normal, and then 2 front posts, and then 2 normal double crochets, and then 2 front post double crochets, and then 2 normal, so 2 front posts. Okay, my yarn is not so visible, but I believe if you are working with me, you will be able to know where you have your front post here. You should be able to do front post to those same points. And then I'm now going to work double crochets here and here, and then I'll work a double crochet into these 2 chain 2 space, chain 2, and another double crochet there, like that. So we are done with this part of the sleeves, and now I'm going to show you these parts that should be the back part, like that. So I'm going to chain 2 into the first 2 double crochets, like that. Now for this part we have front post double crochets here, so I'm going to work front posts there, like that. And then I have normal double crochets there. I'm going to work normal double crochets, like that. And then I have 1 front post double crochet here, so I'm going to work a front post there. And then I have 2 back posts here. I'm going to work 2 back posts, like that. And then I have the part that I should now be working cables here, so I'm going to work a treble crochet into the 4th front post. I'm going to leave the first and the second into this 4th. I'm going to work a treble crochet there, another front post treble crochet. Now once I've done that, I'm coming back to the first front post, so I'm going to work a front post treble here, like that, and then I'm now working into the second one. Careful not to mix them, like that. And I have my first cross there, it's forming. So after that I have the 2 back posts here, so I'm going to work a back post there, and another back post there, like that. I'm back to my cluster of 4 front posts, so I'm going to work a treble crochet into the 4th double front post. So I'm going to work a front post treble crochet there, work another front post into the 4th front post double crochet, so I'm going to work another treble there. Once I've done that, I'm coming back to the first 2, so I'm going to the first one here. I'm going to work a front post treble crochet like that, and then into the second one I'm going to work a front post treble crochet like that, and we have our other cross forming. Now I have 2 back posts here. I'm going to work back post double crochet, and then 1 front post. I'm going to work 1 front post there, and then 2 normal. I'm going to work 2 normal, like that, and then I have 2 front posts, so I'm going to work 2 front posts there, and then into these 2 double crochets I'm going to work 2 double crochets, into this chain 2 space I'm going to work a double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet like that. And then for this part that is the other sleeve, we are going to basically alternate between the front posts we had and the back posts and the normal double crochets. So for the first 2 double crochets here I'm going to work double crochets, and then into these 2 front posts I'm going to work 2 front posts, and then 2 normal, into these 2 front posts here I'm going to work 2 front post double crochets like that. And yeah, I'm going to basically do this until I get to this point here, where we'll now go back to working the cables in this first part. So into this chain 2 space, the usual 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet. Now I'm at this last part here of the sweater, like the other front part, so I'm going to work 2 double crochets into the first 2 double crochets like that. By now you can see you already have 3 of them, yeah? So I'm going to form another cable into this cluster of 4, so I'm going to work a front post treble crochet into the 3rd front post double crochet, and then another one into the 4th, and then I'm going to work another one into the 1st now, like that, and one last one into the 2nd, that way. And as you can see, it's already crossing, yeah? So I'm going to work back post into the next two, like that. Sorry, that way. And I'm now going to work my last cable. So I'm going to work a treble front post treble crochet into the third front post double crochet, and then another one into the fourth, and then into the first one now, like that, and one last one into this second one here. And of course I'll finish this row by working a double crochet into this first double crochet, or this last chain. And as you can see, we already have these ones crossing. For these this is 1 2 3 4. For our fifth row, guys, we are going to chain one as usual, turn our work like that, and then for this first stitch I'm going to work a double crochet there. The normal thing we did in the third row, we are going to work front posts. We are going to work back posts into the post that we had front post in the previous row, and we are going to work front posts into the back posts of the previous row. So for this part here where we crossed, I'm basically going to work back post into each and every one of them the way they come in order. So I'm going to work a back post into this first one here, like that. Sorry, I'm going to work a back post, and then I'm going to work into the second one. Now I'm going to work a back post into this one here, like that, a back post, and another back post into this last one. Sorry, like that. Now remember, in between our cables we had two back posts, so these are going to be our front posts for this row. So I'm going to work two front posts here and another front post here, like that, and then we are back into our cables here. I'm going to work a back post into this first one here, sorry, another back post into the second one, this one, and then another back post into this one here. Careful not to interchange or mix them, and then one last one into this one here. And I have my back post doing good. So, and then into these three double crochets I'm going to work three double crochets, sorry, 1 2 3. Now into this chain 2 space we are going to do the normal thing, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and another double crochet, like that. So I'm basically going to repeat that. Where we have front posts in the previous row, it's going to be a back post in this case, and for this part we're alternating between the back post and the normals, and then for the cables we're just going to repeat what we did here. I'm coming towards the end. I'm working the last few stitches just to emphasize on how I'm working this cable here. I'm working a back post into the, you see this, if I turn like this, there is the one crossing from the front, these first two, and then we have the ones underneath. So when I'm doing the back post, I'll start with the ones that were crossing on top. So I'll work a back post into this first one, like this, and then I'll work into the next one crossing, like that, and then I'll now come to these ones that are underneath. Yeah, I'll work another one here, and one last one here. Sorry. I'll now finish off by working one stitch. Wait. I'll finish off by working one stitch here, sorry. Yeah, into this one last stitch like that. So to start off the next row, guys, I'm going to chain one, turn my work, and then into this first double crochet I'm going to work a double crochet there, and then into these 4 cables here, these 4 front posts, I'm just going to work front posts into them, 4 front post double crochets like that. Like that. And then once I have done that, I have 2 back posts here. I'm going to work back post double crochets there. Like that. And then I have this other cable here. I'm going to work 4 front post double crochets into them. Yeah, I have that. And then into these 4 double crochets, guys, I'm going to work double crochets into the next 2 double crochets, and then I'll work front posts into the next 2 double crochets from the previous row. So I'm going to work 1 front post here and another front post here. See? And then into this chain 2 space the normal way, 1 double crochet, 2 chains and another double crochet. I'll work 2 front post double crochets here, like that, and then I'll work 2 normal double crochets into these 2 chains like that, and then I'll now continue with alternating between the front posts and the normals. So I'm working front post where we had front posts and normals where we had normals. And as you can see, we've already introduced another set of front posts double crochets. And so guys, I'm going to leave you here. So we are basically going to be repeating we are going to be repeating the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th row. Yeah, we'll basically repeat that until we get to the point where we have our sleeves ready, and we'll isolate them so that we can work on the main body. Remember, once you have a set of 4 double crochets increased, we are going to introduce other rows of front posts, 2 of them. So remember, we are going to repeat 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 rows. Those the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th and the 6th row. Yeah, remember to work your cables well. When you get to a point where you feel that you're not comfortable, kindly go back to those rows and go through them again. So guys, work on your projects. I'll see you once we are at the point where we are ready to isolate our sleeves. You can see our cables are beautiful. Yeah, guys, I've worked around 5 inches of my work, and at this point I want to show you how I'm going to isolate my sleeves. So I've worked, okay, currently I'm working on the wrong side of my work, and I've worked until this point here, one of the corners here. So I'm going to work a double crochet there into the chain 2 space, and then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to leave out this part. This is the sleeve. I'm going to leave it out, and directly into this other chain 2 space here I'm going to work a double crochet like that, and then I'll basically continue with the normal work. Remember, this is the part where we will be working back posts into the front posts of the previous row and front posts into the back posts of the previous row. So I'll leave you to continue with your work. Once we get to this point here, I'll get back to you so that I'll show you how we'll isolate this other sleeve. I'm at this other corner, so I'm going to work a double crochet into the chain 2 space. I'll then chain 3, and then I leave out this space, these sleeves, and just like the other part, I'm going to work a double crochet into this chain 2 space, and from this point I'm going to continue with my work. So I've worked my work, turned around, and I'm at this point where we had the chain 3 space. I've already worked until I'm almost getting to that point, so I'm just going to continue with my double crochets, and into this chain 3 I'm going to work 3 double crochets like that, and then I'll basically continue with my double crochets, and where I have my front posts, I'll continue with the front post. Basically I'm just continuing with my pattern, and then I'll do that once I get to this point. This other side I'll do the same. I'll work double crochets to these 3 chains, and then I'll basically continue with my work, and then I'll turn. When I get to this point, we'll work on that. So guys, I've worked until this point where I had my 2 rows of front post double crochet. I'm now going to work my regular 2 double crochets, and then into this space here I'm going to work 2 back posts like that, and then I'll work double crochets to the next 3 double crochets, stitches rather, and from this point I'll continue the pattern. Where there is a back post, where there was a front post in the previous row, I'm going to work a back post at this point, so I'm working 2 back posts here, and then 2 regular double crochets. And yeah, we'll basically do that. Even when you come to this point here, we'll work our regular 2 back posts here, work into the next 2 stitches normal double crochets. Into these 2 we are going to work back posts. This is because the moment you are going to work on the right side, this will be the front posts double crochet, and we'll continue with these others here. So guys, work on your projects. I'll leave you there, and then we'll work on our work until we achieve the required length, that is the waistline, and then we'll proceed from there. Hey guys, I'm back. I've worked quite a big part of this sweater here. I have worked, let me see, I have around 13 inches of my work, and of course I'm back to show you how I'll work my ribbing. I'm going to use my common and favorite method of ribbing, that is the front post and the back post method of ribbing. So I ended my row at the right side of my work, so I'm going to chain 1 before turning. So I'll chain 1 and turn my work. Now for this row here, it's going to be simple. I'm just going to work double crochets into each and every stitch until the end of the row. I'll chain 1 and then turn my work. Now for this row, we are basically going to work a double crochet into the first row, into the first stitch rather, and then into the following stitch we are going to work a front post double crochet, into the next a back post double crochet, a front post, and keep alternating until the end of the row. I'm coming towards the end of this row. Now remember, while we were starting this row here, we started with 1 double crochet, so we are going to end with 1 double crochet. Now for this third row of my ribbing, I'm going to basically start off with 1 double crochet, and then where we have a back post from the previous row, we are going to work a front post here. Where we have a front post from the previous row, we are going to work it as a back post. For this case here, remember we finished with a back post, and then for this row I'm going to work it as a front post, and then for the front post ahead I'm going to work it as a back post, and I'm basically going to repeat that. So for this ribbing, it's simple. You are basically going to repeat the second and the third row until you achieve your required or your desired length of ribbing. And remember guys, this type of ribbing is the same ribbing I'll use for my neckline ribbing. So guys, I'm back to show you how I worked my other sleeve. I'm going to start by making a slip knot, but this time I'll leave out a bit of a longer tail. I'll show you its function later. So I'm going to make a slip knot, and then into this space here, this stitch here, I'm going to insert my hook, pull through the slip knot, the slip knot, and then chain 1. Then to this same stitch, I'm going to work a double crochet like that. And then after that, as you can see, we have the 2 front posts double crochet. So I'm going to work 2 front posts double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then I'll work 2 double crochets into the next 2 regular double crochets, and then 2 front post double crochets into the next 2 front post double crochets, and basically continue with the pattern until I get to the other space here. I'm coming towards the end. I'm working the last 2 front post double crochets, as you can see, like that, and then I have this double crochet here, so I'll work a double crochet there, and then into this space here I still have 1 stitch to work into, like that. I'll work a double crochet there. Now I'm not going to work into this chain 3 space we left the other time. I'm going to join my work using a slip stitch, and I'll join into the chain 1 stitch we started with, here. So I'll work a slip stitch there, like that, and then chain 1, and then work a double crochet here. That is the first stitch we had, and then we have next 2 front post double crochets. I'll work 2 front post double crochets into those stitches, and then work 2 double crochets like that, 2 front posts. So guys, I'll basically be doing that. Once I get to this point here, I'll join using a slip knot and begin with a double crochet, then proceed with a pattern. Basically I'll be doing a double crochet where there was a double crochet, and 2 front post double crochets where there were front posts double crochets. So work this until you get to your required length, and then we'll meet there so that we can work a ribbing like this one here. And the reason I left this long tail here, guys, is so that we can come with our tapestry needle and fix this small space here. I realized working into it will make the sleeve much baggy. So work into your projects. I'll see you once we have achieved our required length of the sleeve. I'm now back to show you how I worked these ribbing here. I've already worked my sleeve up to the length I feel it's okay for me, and at this point I want to show you how I worked my ribbing. So I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm then going to work single crochets all the way down. So into the second chain, I'm going to work single crochets, sorry, into the back bump until I get to the base. Remember, I'm using the single crochet back loop only method of ribbing. Sorry. Now once I've done this, I have my single crochets. I'm now going to slip stitch into 3 stitches at the base. So I have one here, sorry. I'm going to slip stitch into this first one, and then I'll slip stitch into this second one and slip stitch into the third one, like that. Once I've done that, I'm going to turn my work. So I'm going to skip the first 3 stitches here. These the first 3 here, 1, 2, and 3, and then into the fourth I'm going to work a single crochet into the back loop only. Oops. Single crochets into the back loop only, like that. And then into the last stitch I'm going to work into both the loops, because it gives your work some nice look. I'll then chain 1, turn my work. Going downwards, I'll start by working a single crochet into both the loops here, and then I'll now work a back loop only single crochets. Once I've worked my last one here, my last one, I'm going to do the same thing I did. I'll slip stitch into 3 stitches downwards, like that, and then I'll basically work my way up, working on the back loop only. I'll skip the first 3 into the fourth. I'll work a back loop only single crochets, make my way back, and then back and forth. I'll see you once you're at this point so that we can join our ribbing. So I've worked until this point here, and I want to show you how I'm going to join this and then join here, and I'll be done with this work. So basically guys, I'm going to take my yarn and using my tapestry needle like that, I'm going to basically use the matrix stitch to join this work. Remember, we have 9 stitches in this side and 9 stitches in this side, so I'll basically be working a matrix stitch to fix that. Very simple. And yeah, I've joined that. I'll just weave in these ends here later on. And then for this part here, this one here, I'm going to take this tapestry needle. Remember I told you to leave a long tail here, so I'm going to pass the yarn through the tapestry needle once again, and then I'm basically going to, there is no specific formula here, just going to pass my yarn through here. So we'll basically do that. I've finished that, then I'll pass the yarn through this point here like that, so that I can also weave in the ends. And yeah, I believe this part is easy. I just worked rows of single crochets back and forth and then fixed these buttons here, and just like that, guys, we are done with the project. I really hope that you liked it.